Greetings and welcome. How are we all feeling at the moment? Today's topic is about thought and reaction. And a lot of us don't always realize that what's going on up here translates to your external world, your internal processings, how you process emotion, how you process your experiences and your stimuli. That all has an effect on how you respond or react. And we don't always realize how intense our thoughts can get, how severely we respond to stressful stimuli, and the small things that are going on up in here are manifesting themselves somehow in your physical world. And that brings me to a point. Your thoughts and your reactions will always present themselves in physical form. Your thoughts will always manifest themselves, whether it has to do with your mindset, what you're attracting. If your thought process is very depressing, you are going to find things in your life that make you more depressed. And thoughts will manifest themselves in physical form. We don't always realize how much we are attracting of what we're thinking and what we are allowing to take up space in our minds, because we don't always realize how toxic some stuff can be that we are piling up and piling up and piling up in our psyches. And the quality of your thoughts will determine how you react, how you process your thoughts, the quality thereof. If you have very high energy thoughts, very low energy thoughts, very happy thoughts, very negative thoughts, or a mix of the two, will determine how you will react. If your thoughts are not managed, then you're going to find it very difficult to respond. But reacting is a common sign that the quality of your thoughts are unhealthy or cyclical or toxic or destructive. And we don't always realize what impact that has on us and our physical world and how we respond to things. And when it comes to thoughts and reaction, there's two ways to go about it. And that is responding, which is taking the wise mind approach and being mindful of what you say and how you handle the situation. But reacting means to blow your fuse like that and to completely become very either volatile or erratic, and you feel like you're losing control of the situation when you react to something instead of responding. Responding is really healthy. Responding is the calmest thing you can do and probably the best thing you can do, because when you respond, you are less likely to do something that you will regret in the future. You are less likely to make an unhealthy decision or a destructive decision. And overthinking is so bad for the human psyche. It's not healthy in any way, and it causes a lot of mental health conditions like anxiety and depression. In this case though, overthinking makes reinforcing new behaviors very difficult. When your mind is very cluttered, very busy with all of these thoughts and ideas and scenarios and worries and stresses and anxieties, reinforcing healthier habits or new ways of doing things can be very, very, very difficult, because you cannot put your mind into a constructive state when you are destructing through overthinking. It's so dangerous for your mental health. And negative thoughts cause erratic and unpredictable behavior when they cannot be managed. When we have something that's going on in our mind, whether it be guilt, it be pain, it be worry, and it's going on and on and on and on, it's going to eventually manifest in your physical world, and it's going to present itself in a way where you are not in control of yourself, where you can't take accountability and you can't practice autonomy. And that's very dangerous, because then you do things that you regret, you make the wrong decision, and it can ruin a lot of things for you. So when you manage your thoughts, it is easier to manage emotion, and therefore it is easier to manage behavior, because emotion is the connector between thought and reaction. And it's the emotional response from thoughts that can create a string of behaviors. Because whatever we think, we have an emotional response to. We don't always realize this, but we have an emotional response to every thought. They work hand in hand. Without thought, there is no emotion. Without no emotion, there is no thought. They go hand in hand, and it's the emotional response that causes our behaviors and causes a string of behaviors that we reinforce until that eventually becomes a habit. And our emotions need to be managed in order for us to respond in a healthy way. Cyclical thoughts can cause intense emotions when your thoughts are, it's either a recurring thought or it's the same quality of thoughts that are going on and on and on. And that is what causes you to react. When it becomes overwhelming, when you're overstimulated, when it just becomes too much, then you react. Because you do it out of adrenaline, because you feel uncomfortable, you feel unsafe, because you don't feel safe in your mind. Therefore, you do not feel emotionally safe. And that's what causes you to react to stressful stimuli and difficult situations. And it also makes it very difficult to challenge destructive mindsets. And that brings me to another point. The quality of your mindset will determine how you deal with difficult situations. If you're very negative, then you're going to have negative emotions, and negative emotions are what causes us to react in a very destructive way. If your mindset is very positive, you generally are happy, you see the good in life, then dealing with difficult situations might be a bit easier, because you have a different perspective on it, that it's not the end of the world. It's just a challenge, it's just a hurdle. It's not meant to completely derail all your progress. In fact, it's a true test of strength. And your mindset is a test of your strength. And thought dysregulation, when we're not able to regulate and manage our thoughts, can cause intense reactions. And the reason for this is because we cannot access the logical part of our brain, because it is so overwhelmed with all of these cyclical thoughts, these intense thoughts, these emotions, and everything is a mix of everything, and you just can't think straight, so you can't practice your own autonomy, and you can't access the wise mind, and then you'll be more likely to react. Our reactions come from fear. They stem from fear. It's a protective mechanism. It's a way for us to preserve the self. When the self feels unsafe, then we will react in order to show that we are afraid, and also to deter the threat. And because of this, we also avoid our triggers, which is something you should actually desensitize yourself to in order to heal from your trauma and not to get as easily emotionally stimulated. Remember, thoughts and reaction go hand in hand. What you think will manifest itself in some way, and emotions are just the connector between thoughts and reaction. So remember, you are unique and valuable. Take care of that stunning person. Stay strong wherever you're from. You are worthy.